United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call. Joey's not here. Randy's not here. Dave?
Here.
I am here. Lewis?
President.
Jason?
Here.
Nick?
Here.
Alicia?
I'm here.
And Anitra.
I'm here.
So, first, before we get into anything else, I would like to welcome Anitra Ford. She is our new clerk treasurer. She was sworn in, I believe,
Last
Thursday.
Thursday.
This was an appointment made by Jordan Brewer. We didn't even know you got sworn in.
I
So,
don't think anybody did.
so we gave her some time to kind of get settled in and get some arrangements made. So we said last meeting we would announce it tonight. So just wanted to welcome her, and we
Thank
are
you.
super excited to have her with us and have her serve in the town. So
Thank you.
welcome aboard.
Thank you.
Okay, so we need to go approval minutes from February 4th council meeting.
All right here.
I'll make a motion, we approve the minutes.
I'll second the motion, although I wasn't here, but it was scared of me.
Motion's been made and seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed?
Yeah,
Motion passes 3-0.
I already read it.
And then we need to approve the minutes from the February 27th executive meeting.
I'll make a motion to move the executive meeting minutes.
I will second. Motion's been made and seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion passes 3-0. Since Joey is not here, do you want me to sign these?
Yes, he can. You can.
I'll just sign to the side. How's that?
Then, is this the one you just handed me back? Do you want to sign this one then as well?
Fine. I didn't look at the last one, sorry.
Thank you.
That was it. That was the signature. And then I will review the payroll and each round.
Yes.
And get that signed.
You want those now?
No, I can do it later.
Okay. All right.
Okay, so under new business, we're gonna review the baseball and softball contract. If you guys, it should be in your Dropbox. Not Dropbox anymore.
The cloud,
Yeah, I don't know what we want, we're just gonna keep calling it Dropbox.
all town documents.
So there are a couple changes that we need to make to this contract for the 2026 season. There's some verbiage in there that hasn't been changed, and I just caught it looking through, because it says that this includes all buildings in Mulberry Centennial Park. We need to exclude the shelter house from that.
And if you'll tell me where that is on this.
It is in the
It's
1, 2,
the
3.
second part right here.
Okay, right here in the very beginning. Okay.
Yeah, so the buildings in Mulberry Centennial Park.
Alicia, have you reviewed this?
Not this year.
It still has old dates on it, 2024 season into
Right.
summer and fall of 2025.
Yeah, so they need to all be changed. So, 2026.
It should say
Season.
2026 season all the way through it, which I will
Yeah.
change that.
And then, do we want to? So,
Can we take the contract under advisement? We can all look at it, including Alicia. We can send our comments to you.
yeah, let's do that, because I think that there's some things like, the shed and stuff that we repaired, things like that, I think need to be addressed.
That doesn't stop them from having practice.
No.
No, no, they can still have practice. right, Alicia?
Yeah,
you're fine.
I mean, unless we're gonna go after them, which we're not.
No,
So,
no.
Yeah.
We just need to make some changes, some verbiage changes in it.
What does it mean by the cost of the town security system?
Would be the cameras there.
Yeah, there used to be cameras at the park. I don't think they're working any longer, but at the time, I think we did have them available to us to access.
How about the cost of purchasing a town security system?
Well, Paula's had me get a hold of Charlie to work up a estimate for a grant that she's working on.
Yes.
So Charlie went out there and eyeballed it, and while we're writing a grant for that, I think he's gonna try to streamline the cameras here for all the same system, you know what I'm saying, to upgrade everything so that everything's networked together. Hopefully we get that.
So yeah, let's take, I'll make a motion that we take this under advisement and send any changes that you would like to see made to Alicia so that she can get this updated and maybe a cleaner copy to us next.
We'll look at it.
I'll second your motion.
Motion's been made and seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion passes 3-0. Let's see, we've got Stephen Ray on here. Are you Stephen? No, you are not Stephen. I know you're not Stephen.
You weren't even you the last time. You got your name wrong to start with. I think.
No, that's Tim.
I know, it wasn't Tim. It was in the.
Something else.
Yeah, it was something else. I know Tim.
So Stephen was on there and I was told to leave him on there.
Yeah, I
By
think
the-
at some point, he was gonna come in and talk about the new grant information with all the new regulations, but it looks like he didn't make it today.
Okay.
So
Okay. So we will move on to Tim.
So before I do the first thing, you know Lily's giving a lot of grant money out right now. Have
Okay.
you guys has anybody been in touch from Lily's to you guys? Because they're doing a lot with municipalities, so
I have
maybe
not,
something you want to reach out.
We have an in-house Lily guy.
yeah. We'll get a hold of Paula and have her check on
Check
that.
it out.
I appreciate that, yeah.
Do you mind if I go in?
You get what you need to get.
Sorry, I gotta step out for just a second.
Lindsay, did you say you were gonna contact Paula?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll get a hold of her about the Lilly grant money and see, because I would like to see, we've had a lot of interest in, Lilly does a lot of like outside grants, like for exercise and things like that. I have seen that, like health grants, like healthy
Yes.
grants type
Yeah.
thing.
Well, they have two different ones, one that's 125 or less, or 150,000 or more, so.
We'll have to get basketball court resurfaced and the pickleball court done, because, I mean, both of those courts get used a lot, so we'd love to see that happen.
So at the last meeting I attended, I said that I was going to reach out and see what I could do to help you guys. So we have you a AD accessible swing. We're donating, I can't say by who, because I don't want it public, but this is for you guys to put up at your, in the park.
Thank you.
Right, Santa brought it.
Santa
I
brought
am
it.
so excited. This is so wonderful, and we appreciate you so very much for doing this.
All the way out.
I know.
There's two of
I
us.
think you got caught on it.
Don't cut Santa's bad. So, and that'll go right on our stuff, our frame that's already there, right? Okay.
So I have to make adjustments to the chains. but it should go
Yeah.
okay.
So that's your AD accessible swing.
Thank you
Thank you
so
very
much.
much.
This is,
No problem.
I don't know if anybody knows, those are not cheap at all. And it would have taken a big hit out of our park budget to try and replace that one. I did have a parent reach out to me last summer about possibly getting another one. And I see her with her daughter all the time, extremely sweet family. And so Tim had reached back out to me and said, hey, we got this. And I was about in tears because right about that time she was walking down the road with her daughter. And so I got to go out and tell her. So thank you. Thank you.
I am also working on an ADA accessible swing that's dual,
Okay.
so an adult could sit with, and they face each other to swing, so I'm still working on that swing for you guys as well, so,
They're real nice.
Yes.
Columbian Park had them
yes.
since we took our granddaughter, and yeah, she liked that one.
Okay.
And she's not a special needs child, but she loved it.
No, thank you so much.
So this gets us halfway through our ADA compliance for the town.
Yeah, halfway through,
Just checking.
so that's what I have, so I
Thank
appreciate doing whatever we can to help out. So.
No, we appreciate it so incredibly much.
So with that, I'm gonna slip out because talking about ADA, my son fell and broke his hip, so
Oh,
He's
my
over it.
goodness.
over in nursing home in rehab, so
You can't catch break.
never. So, thank you very much.
Thank you.
I don't have anything under old business. Am I missing? Okay,
I don't think so.
okay.
I'm sorry.
No, that's fine. I don't think we have, does anybody have any old business they need to address? Okay. All right, we will move on to the utility report. No. Or do you, well, I guess we're good on time, aren't we?
Unless he's got a lot.
My turn to go
Not your call.
Would you mind if Jason goes first, just in case, so he can step out to get to the ballgame? So, okay, we will skip to
Sectional
Jason.
week, my two play at Central. at 3:00. I can go. All right, if you look in, what are we calling it, the cloud, or the drive, whatever.
Whatever.
Look in your files.
What are your
The
files?
standard number, or the reports are there. I did want to draw your attention, it's called the, calls by date and time. It's still Wednesday and Thursday is the highest call volume from roughly 1 o'clock in the afternoon until about 9 o'clock is our highest. And been doing pretty well on getting after evening guys here to work those. If you'll look over on the stats budget sheet, it shows hours worked for the month of February. It is down a little bit. Steve had some issues, personal issues, and then I just found out like tonight, Josh was supposed to be working tonight, and he hurt his back yesterday. So he went to a chiropractor and it's not better. So he wasn't able to work tonight, but obviously that didn't affect on February. So part-time employees, sometimes that stuff happens, but for the most part, the numbers are fairly consistent. Traffic stops went down. Steve really enforces a lot of traffic. And that's one reason why, like the January, it was 79 and this month it was 24, but he didn't work as much. And that's why the hours is down a little bit. Because
Well,
he
I
has some
expect
issues.
more from you then.
I don't know if his threshold is much as mine or what, but he got an arrest for 2 nights ago for a license plate light. I'm just telling you, I don't pull people over for license plate lights. He does. So,
Well, look,
but he got an arrest
He got
out
an
of it.
arrest out of
Yes.
it.
So, all right, go over the notes section. Next Tuesday, Wednesday, the 10th and 11th, Axon, that's the company for our body camera and fleet. They're going to be here. I'm not kidding you, that's been a nightmare. I'm still working on it, and here it is. Basically less than a week. I'm still trying to get information for AT&T because there's connectivity, internet inside the cars, and those SIMS cards that are in those devices, they have to make a switch, and I'm not hearing back from AT&T. It's been a mess. There's accounts that's got to be created for their installers on all this stuff. I mean, it's like Fort Knox. I mean, I kind of wish back and just kept everything the same, but we got to go forward. So anyways, Steve is going to he's been a cop for part-time. He's been a deputy or a marshal at another place. He's been a deputy marshal at Rossville, I know, for the last 4 years. He did not have breath test certification. And with the majority of his hours being in the evening here in Mulberry, it's going to be an issue where he's gonna have a drunk driver, an impaired driver. And the problem with that is, and Nitra can attest to this, the sheriff's department is running, they're short, and they're running typically with 2 people. So if we've got to pull one of their deputies over here to run one of our drunks, that leaves 1 deputy for the whole entire county. I don't feel comfortable as a supervisor doing that and doing that to the sheriff's deputies if we can avoid it. So he's going to breath test certification next, what's that, whatever, the 11th, and then SFST training on the 18th and 19th. That training was free. The other was, we had to pay for that. So
You know, what is the
standardized field sobriety test.
Okay.
I call them the stupid human tricks, like
Yeah.
check your eyes, a walk and turn, one leg stand. So you get a certification in that, and once you get certified, then you can do annual updates here locally.
Okay.
But since it was a 2-day school and it was free, but it's actually about 45 minutes southwest of Bloomington.
Oh,
So we do have to put him up in a hotel overnight, otherwise he'd be leaving like at 3 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
So we're putting him up one night. Him and Rossville Town Marshal, he's going also to those trainings, so they're piggybacking on some transport. So that worked out. I don't remember the lady's name. It's on notes. She called wanting to know about our ordinance that we had for tobacco usage in our park, in Centennial Park. I did research and throwing this out for you guys. Are you aware? Because I could not find anything. So I reported back to her, and she said that she works with communities. It's someone local in our courthouse, or maybe it was Healthy Communities. Maybe it was Healthy
It
Communities.
is Healthy Communities.
Yeah, thanks, Brandy. You remember her name?
Laura Archibald?
Yeah, no,
No, it wasn't Laura.
no, it wasn't Laura. I know Laura.
Yeah, I don't remember.
Anyways, yeah, I've got it written down, but I'm supposed to call her back. But I told her, I said I'd bring it up to the board because I can't find any kind of ordinance. I mean, I'm kind of torn because she said like vaping, chewing tobacco, cigarette smoke, and I'm like, chewing tobacco, I understand it looks bad, but it doesn't affect anybody. So that's your guys' decision. I said I'd bring it up. She said that she would assist. They have some finances, assist with signage, paying for signage if we do get an ordinance passed. So I'm just throwing that out. If you guys want to try to have Alicia draft something or pull something, because I know Frankfurt just within the last year or two, they passed something because the downtown park, it was posted no tobacco, but they didn't have an enforceable ordinance for it. But I don't know if it's encompassing vaping and all that.
How do you police that?
I guess when you see
Cigarettes
someone,
are pretty fast, right?
yeah.
How can you get down there?
Well, I mean, the concert venue, the downtown park, when they'd have concerts, people smoke, and I mean, they're jammed in there. And people were actually smoking cigarettes. So not only is the embers and stuff an issue, but then you're blowing the smoke. And I mean, we had people coming up, hey, can you tell them to put that out? I mean, we don't smoke, and the smoke was going over. Now, if it's vaping and stuff, I really don't understand how that's affecting anybody. But she says there's stuff even in the vape, that's, that you shouldn't be breathing in, even secondhand. And I was like, well, I wasn't aware of that. But so I'm bringing it up. If you guys want to discuss it or whatnot and throw it around, that's up to you guys. So,
I think I would rather wait until we're all here to talk about that. I mean,
Yeah, I mean, it's if throwing an ordinance up, and if somebody's down there with a cigar blowing smoke in somebody's face, and they can get a hold
as of
it.
right now, there isn't anything I could do.
Yeah, that would be.
Could you please
That would, yeah,
be about it?
yeah. Well, I mean, we could pursue it, but
But I came back with her. I said, I've been here 18 months, so basically 2 baseball seasons. I've not had a single person file any kind of complaint or anything. So I don't know if it's really an issue, but
I've never noticed it. I mean, even when my kid was playing, I never noticed it being an issue.
me
over
neither. My
there.
kids played out here. They played in Frankfurt League, but I mean,
I've never noticed anybody like smoking at the park.
So I just told her, I said, personally, I don't feel that it's an issue because we haven't had the complaints, but do we need to wait to do that?
I mean, what are your guys' thoughts? Because then because you're doing it for the entire park.
Yep.
So then that includes the shelter that people are paying to rent, like from them being able to step outside. That would be my
Oh, for like wedding venues.
I mean, I chew at every place that I go to that says tobacco.
Yeah,
I have for 20 years and I've never had any.
it's not tobacco, it's mint.
I spit it out, and go, that's not mine. I mean, we can, if it's gonna appease the masses, we can throw something together, it's just how much you wanna enforce it.
And I think it's gonna be really,
It's
I mean,
good for Jason to have it, if somebody does call and go, hey, this guy keeps blowing cigar smoke in my face, he's really being a pain. Well, yes, I can do something.
There is something on the book, but
Yeah.
But as to go up there and police it on an everyday basis, I don't think that's. the
yeah, it's
intent.
more there that, so that if somebody calls in and complains,
You would also have to add it to probably the license contract for the baseball group to police it, as well as mowing the grass and everything else.
we know the grass.
Yeah.
Well, in the contract, it says they mow the grass.
That contract says we do. We do, correct?
we never have one.
Can I ask a question?
Sure.
You have an ordinance against alcohol, right?
Mhm.
In the park.
Just tack it on that. Can they do that?
Yeah, we just have to amend that ordinance and add tobacco products.
I mean, I'm fine with that if you guys wanna do that, and that way we don't have to draft an entire new ordinance and.
Well, and you gotta remember, the park just came under,
Town.
what, 6 months, 8 months ago? That it became OS for us to be able to enforce any of those, because it wasn't considered ours.
It's out in the county.
Yeah, it was in the county. Even though we had ordinances, but it wasn't our problem.
So,
Was that something you could tack on to the alcohol ordinance for the park? or
Yeah, if that's
general
what you want me to
nuisance?
do.
Just throw something in.
I'd probably put it in the alcohol section because that seems to make the most sense. We have a section 1, for alcohol and section 2 for tobacco. Let me just amend
Sounds
that
good.
one.
Yes, that gives him some.
And then if-
power to-
And once that gets voted on, I can get a hold of her to get some kind of signage.
Yep.
And because she said she could help with the cost of that.
okay.
The grant AED radio, if you'll look in, there's another section in the main part of the drive or whatnot. It's listed as the AED N70. Steve, when he first came on, knew somebody on the community foundation. There is a copy of the grant that was written. And he has written a grant for this community foundation for 3 AEDs and another N70, which is that cellular-based radio that will work out here when nobody else is. Matter of fact, I think we may be one of the very few in the county that has this radio that actually functions. And Nitra could admit that there's a lot of places in town, or not just this town, but other places in the county. They need this radio. So anyways, we've been operating off of one radio between the three of us officers. It'd be nice to have a secondary radio because there has been some times where somebody coming off, someone's not here. It can be an issue. So the reason why I bring that up, that grant's going to be awarded before our next board meeting. Steve asked me to ask you guys preemptively, if we do get that grant, we need the board's approval to accept it. So pending being awarded it, can we accept? And I think it's $15,000
$15,185.87.
So I said, yeah, I can ask.
I mean,
I don't know why you would turn down $15,000.
Yeah, you should do a motion for that.
I'll make a motion that we accept the grant if awarded.
I'll second. Motion's been made and seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? This motion passes 3-0. No, I'm not used to being the
I
one to
know,
do it,
I know,
so it's throwing
you're
me
looking around
off.
saying who's gonna continue that.
So your motion was to accept the
The grant.
Yeah,
Yes.
Community Foundation grant for
Community.
AEDs and N70 radio.
I'll keep it simple on each round, accept the grant.
Okay.
I'm gonna skip to 6 because 5 is gonna take a second. The siren, if you've got any deaf people here, the siren is fixed. It was a fuse, and apparently the design is not great for that. So water can seep in, and then when the temperature gets so close, it like freezes, and then it shorts out. And apparently that siren was only supposed to be this tall, and it's like really tall. So they've got to wait till it's pretty much starting to thaw out before they can repair it. So he said it's only a matter of time before it'll happen again, but we might get a few more years before it does it again. So So, okay, at least I know who to call or what to do now. We had no clue. This is just to put in the minutes so you can put it out to the rest of the town, maybe even get it into the water bills. Golf cart inspections, don't forget, spring's coming and those will need to be re-inspected, or brand new ones need to get the initials.
I'll get that posted on the Facebook page.
Okay,
I did it
thank you.
Last year, so I'll just renew that post.
And number 5, Nitra wanted this brought up again. I talked to Lewis about this just to make sure during the budget hearing, and come find out it was September, I thought it was October. When we talked about budgets, you guys appropriated X, Y, and Z funds to be paid for whatever. And specifically the Riverboat Fund and Human Cap Fund to pay for technology usage, which is our fleet cameras and computers, that type of stuff. And I was advised by Chris when she was leading it that she had been told that we had to have an ordinance to use Riverboat. There was a manual or a book that she showed me about the gambling fund Riverboat. So I read that, and it says the governing body needs to appropriate those funds. So I verified with Lewis after I talked to Chris about this. During that budget hearing, was that appropriated? And he said yes. So Nitra, I think, tried to find minutes from that, and there's no minutes from that meeting that talks about this. So basically what I'm asking is, we need to put it in minutes saying that the Riverboat Fund money can be used to pay these things, unless you feel it's already been done.
Are there minutes for us passing the budget?
You remember the sheets that you had us that had all the numbers and all those funds? She told me she never received that. So I got my copy and gave it to Anitra and Brandy. My recommendation, I was sitting here, Nick was sitting here, and he was given one, I was given one, all the board members, and her was papers, and I don't know. So obviously the board, when the budget was approved, I remember you guys voting on all that then, and then I think in our board meeting. So
I remember it was one of the Lexipol, the other ones we were delinquent on.
yes,
And we were gonna pay that.
and she hasn't paid it because it comes out of that Riverboat.
And then there was discussion on where the funds would come from.
Right.
But I think, and we'll have to let Anitra get her feet wet before we start bombarding her with Riverboat and Hume Cap. What I don't want is if we say, quote, all of our technology comes out of these 2 budgets, you run in January and order a bunch of stuff and leave Nick high and dry.
Well,
Because there's gonna be a certain dollar amount in the budget that you.
I was
can
only
use.
given this much
Yeah, we-
money to spend.
Yeah.
We
So,
separated
and he
it.
looked at the
Yeah,
big line and to avoid that from
Is
happening.
this?
Okay.
So
is this
let's say there
it?
was 20 grand, I
That's
was
what
given
Jason
8,
gave
he was
me.
given 12.
She was sent multiple emails out.
Yeah, she said she
I don't know
would,
where
but
it
but
is.
it was
I
like,
don't know where to
we
find
kinda knew
it.
where it was
I
going,
can't.
so we decided.
I think
Okay.
I can
So,
re-forward it to you.
but yes, we got
Could do
a
that.
late notice from Lexipol saying, hey, you guys haven't paid, which we talked about the last board meeting to pay it. Because Alicia said, yeah, we need policies. We need to pay it.
I maintain that we need to pay that.
So can we just can we appropriate this and then,
Well, if it's in the budget,
We're-
that it comes from that.
We already
No
submitted to the
appropriation.
DLGF and it was uploaded onto the state
On Gateway.
website, on Gateway.
Yeah.
It's a done deal whether,
What I would probably recommend doing is if we appropriated it and we know we had a conversation at the budget hearing regarding that, I would probably just amend the minutes from that budget hearing
okay,
and specifically say that that was appropriated and then pass amended minutes. If
Okay.
you all recall that and you all are willing to sign your name to that and make
Yep.
a motion to approve those minutes, that's what I would recommend. That's probably the easiest way because you've already done it. It's already been appropriated. It's already on Gateway. We just need to have something in writing that says that.
yeah,
Okay.
So that's what I would
remember
recommend.
that conversation.
So that could be next council meeting, have amended minutes from budget hearing in September.
Mhm.
with
And then-
Riverboat.
Yep, and then just put in those minutes that during the, there was a discussion about the riverboat funds and what they were used for, and the board determined it was going to be used for this and this and this or whatever.
Okay, so then is she good to go ahead and use those funds to
Um, I would say yes, because we have appropriated them. If you want to be super, super cautious, you could either check with the State Board of Accounts and just say that we've done this, but we need to approve the minutes still, or wait until the minutes are approved. I'd probably recommend checking with State Board of Accounts just to make sure that they're satisfied with that.
Okay.
But my guess is that they probably will be, but I've been wrong before. So I would always recommend checking with State Board of Accounts, because whenever we do anything, I can interpret the law all day long, but State Board of Accounts says what State Board of Accounts says, and better to check with the source than have an interpretation of it. So
Okay, so you want me to check with State Board
yeah,
of Accounts?
I would just send them an email and say, we previously appropriated the funds. It's in our budget. It's on Gateway, but the meeting minutes haven't yet been passed. Am I allowed to use the riverboat funds?
Okay.
And then they will get back to you probably fairly quickly. And then you've got a yes or a no, and you won't get yourself in trouble.
That's the
So if they say yes, then
Then
she
go
can
for
go
it.
ahead and pay, and if
Mhm.
not, then
Okay.
she'll have to wait till the next board meeting.
Mhm.
Okay,
And I mean, if we have to wait until the next board meeting, it's not the end of the world. I'd rather her not get in trouble for something and
Right.
wait a month, because
The
we've already
worst
been
case
waiting.
scenario is they tack on a penalty for lateness or one.
late
Right.
fees.
We can also call the vendors and let them know, we're going to pay you. Please
We're
bear
working
with
on it.
us,
We're working
right?
on it, yeah.
And I think you can cite to the fact that we've had some turnover in the office and, that sort of thing. And they'll probably be willing to work with y'all.
Be okay with it.
I just forwarded you the email from the DLGF and from Chris plugging in the numbers.
Okay.
anything else, Jason?
Nope, that's all I have.
All right.
What do you think?
Working
Yeah.
There it is.
No, I'm good until 7:30, so I just didn't know how long he was.
Oh, all right, then I'll wait till.
Okay. So we'll move on to the utility report.
So start off with water. Every year we have to turn in how much water we withdraw from the ground, and I sent that into DNR. Our water meters, Census is no longer making the current model that we have, which is an SR2. So they'll be changing us over to iPearls, and those will be about $11 more. So not a big jump, but these new meters will be ultrasonic, so there's no mechanical parts. Right now, our meters now some of them could be 2% slow with getting old. These ones will be ultrasonic, so they should hold that until battery dies or meter fails.
Is that what we trialed, the
Yes,
iPros?
Yep.
So we just waited them out, we got them for $11.
well, $11 more, so $195. So that's good. The only problem we had with them was the threads were plastic, but they changed that and they put a brass body on it. So now we got metal threads, because we were having problems with, you get them tightened up, and some of the pipes are so far apart that they just yank the threads out. So that problem's fixed. I don't think we'll have any issues with it. Just letting you know we're doing that, and it's $11 more a meter. Wastewater, the new section of the treatment plant is running good. We're doing our test on it, everything's fine, and we're doing refresher training March 10th through the 12th. Then I got a letter from IDEM, says we've been removed from the early warning sewer ban, which is a good thing. So the hard work during rain events and the drought conditions the last couple of years have reduced our flow enough that they felt comfortable removing us from the early warning. So also, the one problem we do have at the plant is the new process of removing the wasted sludge is starting to build up pretty quick. So we got about 50,000 gallons of wasted sludge that we need to get hauled off. And the estimated cost for Merrill Brothers is going to be about $7,500. This is less than has been before, just because we had some hauled off for free to help other treatment plants. So that estimate is in your Dropbox, and I'll really need approval on that so we can get that out of there and not hold up the contractor. Stormwater. The BFNS has prepared a feasibility study on the stormwater portion of the Masson Street CCMG that we're looking at. This study cost estimate is only for the stormwater portion as its own project. So the prices that you see are that as a standalone project, no CCMG included. They did say the price will change if we put it on CCMG, but that cost is going to be almost double what we normally do on a CCMG. So you guys would have to take that and look at it and decide what we want to do. And Colin he'll be able to help give you more information at a later time.
Are we still gonna go for a fall draw on that, or are we gonna? I mean, like, if we're gonna do it all in one shot, just makes sense, just because of, they have everything's there. We don't have to mobilize anything again, we don't have to cut, we're not like the state, we don't have the luxury of putting in a new road and then cutting it 2 years later to put a pipe underneath it.
Yeah,
But the problem with that is, we're, as far as grant wise, to try to get something to help offset that drainage until we can get the Oprah grant completely closed, then we're gonna open it back up for Reiner. So I'll work with Paula and Colin to see what kind of funding we got out there. Anitra,
I'm ready.
ready?
Maybe.
Can you get just a fund balance in our stormwater when you get a chance?
Like you need it right now?
No.
When you get
Okay.
a chance, and I'll have, that way I can have numbers if we go, like if we could get a 50-50 matching grant, do we have
The 50, the other
use that,
50.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Which, I'm sorry, which?
stormwater?
Okay, thank you.
Because we can move a lot of water off of Madison Street, which will help quite a bit. Only issue I don't like is we move a lot of water off the farm field. But it is what it is. We inherited that when we built the town. So, yeah, at the next meeting, hopefully I'll have some better answer with that. I don't want to pull money on the fall project if we're not gonna do the stormwater.
Can we go back to the sledge? How many times a year do we do the sledge hauling?
usually we do it once a year, but the new SBR process, it removes the wasted sludge automatically. We have it set at a 2-minute interval. At every 288 minutes, it gives 2 minutes of sludge. I think that's going to be okay, but we might have to go to like a two times a
Two
year.
times a year?
Yeah.
So we budgeted 20,000 because that's what we did last year.
That's still good.
Yeah, so he's 7,500. If we have to do it another time, that's 15,000. That's 5,000 less than last year. So I'll make a motion to approve the sludge removal, not to exceed $7,500.
Well, second?
Motion's been made and seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion passes 3-0. Yeah, because I was gonna say, I thought we had already budgeted for that, so,
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
you guys have that. Well, I did, but before you guys.
So my question on that would be, is that included in my budget, or are we?
It is budgeted from the recycling budget, and it's the only thing that pulls from recycling.
Okay, so that'll come out of,
And it comes out of the money that you get from the county for recycling, or the county, right?
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So it doesn't touch your budget. That's the
yeah,
answer.
that was my question. Okay, so stormwater, even if we decide not to do any stormwater during the CCMG project, we're still gonna replace that pipe that crosses Center Street. Because it's got something wrong with it. Every time we blow it out, we're getting pea gravel and sand out of it.
No,
so-
it's definitely
Yeah.
junk.
that would be great,
Yeah, like
because I think that's an issue every spring.
Yes.
I'm just, like I said, I hate to do CCMG and then have to come back and cut the road. It just, like I said, we're not in dot. We don't have that luxury. So, but yeah, we should have better answers in April.
Okay.
Or before then.
Okay, so the utility relocation that the state needs to do on 38. they sent us a estimate, and their estimate was $76,000. So it looks like our cost, something always happens. So maybe we could have done it a little cheaper than they did it, but
Couldn't.
we would
We
not
couldn't have
have,
done it for 23.
we wouldn't have done it for 23,000 for sure. So
I mean, your insertion valves,
Yeah.
one insertion valve costs what our portion.
yeah, they're pricey.
Yeah, you didn't have any valves there. I was really surprised they agreed to
Yep.
put those in.
Yeah, and that's gonna help us out a lot with the nursing home being there. That'll be able to keep their work right there where they're working and not affect anybody except one resident. So,
So you're gonna get a bill from the state. I don't know how this is gonna work.
Okay.
Our utility was within their right of way. They're doing a stormwater project across 38 by the nursing home. By law, we have to pay to move our line, but we filed for a hardship. So we only have to pay 10% of our water meter fees, which is actual water usage. So I have the exact number, it's $22,300 some odd dollars. Don't know how that gets paid. I mean, I don't know if it's secret handshake, Bitcoin,
Okay.
if they come up with goons and try to, strong arm
Break
for it.
kneecaps.
Yeah, kneecap, I don't know. But I know that at some point they'll be going, you're delinquent on your payment.
Okay.
We don't know as far as pay.
Okay.
So. Ends up, you don't have $25,000 anywhere, but
No.
we'll figure it out.
Well, we talked about the utility side of it to pay for it, especially since it's come from the utility.
Worst case scenario, it is a stormwater project.
Yeah.
I hate to keep dipping into that. That's like our
Reserve.
go-to.
So, move on to the park. The train has been repaired and set back up at the park. Mosquito spray has been paid and scheduled. We'll be cleaning up the park for the opening. Also,
What day is opening day?
I believe it's the 31st or April 1st one. Yeah.
Is it a Saturday?
I received that.
That's the middle of the week, 31st and 1st.
It'll be one of those days.
Oh, I don't think.
Yeah.
I think he just applied, but I don't see an application.
It says it's.
It says it's in the box.
I was just gonna try to make sure that you already got this here.
It's supposed to be in the box, but
Okay, I was
didn't get it in
confused. Okay, thank you.
sorry. The Lions Club has approached us and asked for projects that they could help fund. They asked for a list, so
Stormwater project on Madison.
Can't do that one.
We got.
I wonder if they'd be interested in helping with the mural because the Mulberry Club is raising $10,000 and is wanting the town to try to match 10,000. Are you with the Lions Club?
I'm president of Frankfurt Lions.
Very good. Good to have you.
I don't know
If
if I
it's-
can find out what we can do with that. Generally, what we have to do is a community thing that
Park stuff.
our different grants have different,
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
things
requirements.
that we can do.
Right.
But that's one that I can check into that one. It's easy enough.
yeah, so if they would like any suggestions, so if you want to make a list, we can work on that. We
Do
can
you
start.
know what you guys are wanting to help, like in amount, or just give you a list of stuff?
Give us a list of stuff. Is really what it is because we can come up with, we can come up with $5,000-6,000.
Yeah.
Because basically we'll write a grant to
Mm-hmm.
Lions International or the Indiana Lions Foundation and get money from them too. And that's part of what what I was talking to Nick to do is because a lot of that money doesn't get used in the international and the local. We don't have a project to do, and because even though it's Frankfurt, this is my community.
Okay.
And I've been telling all our guys that, need something there. We were able to use the shelter this past Christmas, didn't have to pay. So, we got to get back to those that help, so paying for it.
We appreciate that
Yeah,
very much.
100%. Thank you.
So, yeah, I mean, there's there's the mural, there's stuff at the park that my budget just doesn't.
Well, the park would be
Allows you.
something that we could do because that's a community thing. The mural is something that's, yeah, it's community, but it's also,
They're contracting through the Tiffany Arts Federation. So I don't know if that weighs how you can.
a part of that thing too, so.
Okay. Now what about, so we're doing the Griner removal with, I know there's no.
It has to be a green space, but
Right.
what could go in
For
a green space?
the,
We could-
once the building's done,
Then we could
then
approach.
we can approach it about, something there, a gazebo or something you want to do.
Okay.
I
I'd
know
like to
smoking,
do-
no alcohol. Something.
No chewing the
That
Yeah,
will-
no tobacco.
Chewing tobacco out
That will
back.
probably, I don't know, we'll have to address that, but
Yeah.
that will probably want to allow that because of,
By permit.
Yeah.
So no alcohol, no permit.
Yeah.
Come this will say, we don't have an event, we want to use that, and we're gonna carry beer from.
You could do a designated refreshment area. It's called a DORA, and it's an ordinance that you can do, and you can set up a boundary of where they can have alcohol, open containers in the boundary, and they can have vendors that have that sell it in that boundary, and you could put that area in that, and then you can specify when you want that DORA to be utilized. So you could put specific events, you could put certain dates, you could put it at the discretion of the board. But that's something you could do for downtown if you wanted to.
That's that new thing that passed down in Carmel or somewhere, right?
They're all over. Frankfurt just passed one.
Okay.
so is that kind of like what we do for South Fork when they do the hog roast? Because we're outside in the street with,
I mean,
Well, the alcohol
Is that
isn't
what we-
supposed to
the
be
alcohol's,
there.
yeah, the alcohol is not supposed to be out in the street, but it basically, what you do is you set up an
Not for the
area.
street.
You set up an area outdoors that contains maybe South Fork and some other locations in town that you're allowing people to have open containers. They have to have specific cups or specific, like
I haven't
containers
seen
that
this.
they use, and they have to stay within those boundaries. And then you can set up what that boundary looks like, and then you can set it up for special events. You can set it up for, specific times of the year, that sort of thing. So Frankfurt just did like their downtown around the square.
yeah,
And then if there are vendors,
Yeah.
So I think Kelly did the Dora for the last,
well, it has to be passed by the town council.
Well,
'Cause it's
we
an
did
ordinance.
vote
well,
on it.
we always vote
but
on
they
them.
can do the
Okay.
event, so
Yeah.
I'm just assuming, because she was putting stuff in, people were telling me that she was doing this, I didn't see it.
Okay.
And I mean, I'm fine with that if that's how she did it. I'm just trying to figure out if that's like the same thing we do for them, because
I mean,
You know,
it's similar. It's just, it makes it so that you've got, technically speaking, if you're going to have a refreshment area and you don't have the DORA, you're supposed to like card people, you're supposed to have a fence up, there has to be a certain amount of security. Like those are the technical rules that should theoretically be followed. Whereas with the DORA, you put up signage and you say this is the DORA area, and then they have to stay within it, and they have to have specified cups, and then they can go to South Fork, and if South Fork is a vendor, they can get a beer, and then they can come outside and they could go to the area or whatever.
okay.
Yeah,
Okay. Yeah, sorry. We got way off track.
sorry. But that's something
Yeah.
you can do if you want.
Yeah, we'll talk about that later. So anyway, the Lions Club is asking for projects to fund, so no, we appreciate that very much. So thank you.
So we're having some staffing issues at the town of Mulberry. So last month, Don had sent me a text that he was resigning his part-time position. Then Colin has also put in his resignation letter. So Colin's last day will officially be March 13th. So Anitra has that letter.
Yeah, I'll make a motion to accept both resignations.
I'll second. All motion's been made and seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Down yet.
All opposed? Motion passed 3-0. No, I was sitting here waiting.
Yeah, it's all right. Good all night.
So with that, I would like to present Chuck Tedrick as a part-time employee that I would like to hire. I'd like to get approval for that at this meeting tonight. Chuck has a great resume there. He's going to be a great fit.
Well, I skipped all your first stuff. That bored me. And that resume was real quick.
I mean, do we have a background check on file?
The thing is, it might be trouble to get it. Well, because a lot of my stuff has been redacted
Oh, okay.
because of my wife,
Mm.
because she's such a lovely person. So I don't know. And my mother-in-law. Yes.
This is getting taped. I forget. I'll make a
Yeah,
motion that we accept the application that Nick has presented for part-time employment.
I'll second. Motion's been made and seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed?
Whatever
Motion
Nick
passes
tells me
3-0.
Sorry, Lindsay, you seconded that, right?
Yes.
Okay, thanks.
See, I was pausing to give her a chance to write everything down.
I'm doing my best.
I'll cover.
I also take notes.
Now, I told Nick I think it's free. My wife won't let me.
So we need to
So-
work on her.
So we can just do
Oh, I'm
like,
serious.
so like $5 an hour?
I don't want to put me in the 60% tax bracket.
I see the door opening right now.
Yeah. Probably the same.
So, welcome aboard. I know you've already helped with stuff. when we did
Yeah, I
it,
helped him
so
clean the sewer lines out. That was exciting.
pretty exciting stuff. Yeah, we live on the edge out
Yeah, I mean,
there. Oh,
I know.
Okay, so.
Nice try though.
With Colin leaving, we're at that problem where we don't have anybody else licensed, so the week, March 23rd through the 26th, I have class in Indy. I'd like to attend, and I need to attend to get my hours for keeping my license. So with that, I was wanting to bring Josh in to cover for that week. I was gonna do the hard test on the weekends, so we can keep it pretty simple for him. But our first agreement was he would get paid per day for what he's doing, but he was just coming here, peeking in, make sure all the stuff's filled out, everything's running right, and fulfilling the head operator checks. This time, he will be needing to do all the testing and everything involved. So with that, I think it's fair that we give him his daily and then his hourly wage to complete those.
I'm gonna need a number because I can't just throw.
Yeah, so daily and hourly, so explain that. How do we do both?
So if we're paying him to come and do the checks daily, on the days where he doesn't have to do wastewater tests, he's only gonna have to do water tests. And the wastewater test is gonna take him an hour a day, the water test will take him an hour a day. And he's doing this after he's already worked his full-time job. So I was thinking the 50 a day and then $50 an hour for the 2 hours that he's here on those days.
So it's just like, it's a daily fee for him to come out and stick his head in, but if he's actually gonna do the physical test, it's probably, so we could almost put a number on it, not to exceed.
$100 a day.
Well, I don't want to pigeonhole us for testing. And then if we have a water line break, he has to come back.
Yeah, that's the other thing is
Then
we don't know what's gonna happen.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
and but that's,
that's
if he's gonna do-
coordinating through Nick. It won't be, that's coordinating through, CJ, Marty. To get, so I mean, he's just gonna be coordinating, but he's still gonna be here.
I
Can he
mean,
get us
$50
an-
an hour is normal.
That's pretty, so, but, well, we don't pay a consultant, somebody to come in if you wanna do.
I'm just
it.
asking if that seems to be a reasonable fee or,
Yeah, for a consultant type, yeah.
okay.
Very, I mean, but then ask him if what if number. I'm not gonna give him $250 an hour to stand and watch somebody else dig a hole.
Yeah.
I can do that. But if it's, complicated where he's gotta be shutting valves off and doing this and doing that, I need a number. So, but that's just, worst case scenario. You're on a bus going to Louisville and had our largest water main break ever. I don't wanna be in that situation again.
Well, and I think that cost is the $50 an hour.
So it would still be the 50.
I believe so.
Okay.
Get him here, get it settled, and then send him on his way, and one of us can hang around and make sure.
Yeah, that would be, it might even be, hey, we got a break, we've already got a hold of Marty, he's already digging, we've got the water shut off, but they're
Yeah, 'cause
on standby.
I can still do phone calls.
Yeah.
But I'll have to lead him through the map to get the valves.
To get the,
Once he gets valves shut off, verifies what's going on, he doesn't want to hang around. So
no, he's
Yeah.
got, he's got a job to go to when he gets done with that. Okay.
Would that fall under a part-time person?
Yes.
More or less,
Yes.
Yeah.
to go sit and do this?
Yep.
At
Yep, so he'll get,
$5
yep, he'll get.
$5 an hour?
Well,
That's a deal.
So actually, when we're digging and work's being done on the main, that actually does have to be done by a distribution licensed person,
Mhm.
which he also has that license.
Okay.
And that's why I have the DSM. That's a distribution system for a medium-sized utility.
So he has to, so he's got to turn it back. He's gonna make the decision if we're under boil order,
Yes.
what this, what's that, how much pressure was lost, all of it, and none, yeah.
Yeah.
As far as the wastewater, will he be able to run the new plant, or is it just still the same sampling test?
It's kind of the same, but it's not.
That's
The problem with our testing now is that the SBR system, it does everything in one tank, so everything's timed.
Mhm.
So you have to be there at a certain time to get a sample, or you're gonna miss it, and you gotta wait 2.5, 3.5, or 4 hours later to
Because that's
get the
gonna be
sample.
the best.
So, with our new system, he's not run that before, but he's licensed to do so.
So just
He's
you.
gonna need some training.
Okay.
And I think that it's probably, not the 50 a day, but hourly to train. It takes 1 hour. He knows how to do water tests, so it'd just be 1 hour a day till he's comfortable, which I think after, it's all the same testing, but he's got to know where to get it, what time to get it.
So that'd be just you walking him through.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's fine.
And then if anything changes, since how he's technically a PRN, do we need to come back to council to figure all that out, or can we make changes on the fly depending on what they are?
I mean, yeah, if we're,
Do we just say not to exceed $50 an hour?
yeah, we can do that.
On top of the $50 a day, except the training is just the hourly wage.
So, yeah, make a motion that we allow him to do his sampling, $50 a day for just an inspection, $50 an hour for sampling, and not to exceed $50 an hour for any emergency situations. How to word that. Does that sound good? That sound good?
That's okay.
That was horrible. That was like not even an effort.
I mean,
I will
It's okay.
second the motion.
You will? I'm surprised anybody would.
I'm waiting, I'm giving Anitra a moment to write all that down. because
Well-
That was a lot.
Nice of you.
I got allowed a sample for $50 a day for inspection. And then you guys started talking and I'm like, oh, am I listening now? So
Not
Not
and
to
not to
exceed
exceed
$50 an
for,
hour.
Yeah, emergency situations. And if he comes back and says that's not enough, then we can work with him, but
Yeah,
that's
because
gotta
that's,
be,
I know the normal stuff was 50 an hour, but
to get him called at 3 a.m. saying we got a
Yeah.
water line break.
so you
not to
were,
mention that might interfere with his actual
Yeah.
full-time job, which would be a big.
so you were allowing $50 a day for the
Same
sam-
testing.
With
Right.
$50 an hour for inspection. That's when he just comes in. and
no,
sits at
So
$50 a day
for
for
training.
for
for
inspection.
inspection.
$50 an hour for training.
Thank you.
$50
Replay it. I got it. Exactly what I said.
$50 a day for inspection.
Yes.
$50 an hour for training. $50 an hour for sampling, and $50 an hour for emergency situations where he needs to come out.
And I'm sure he's gonna say the 50 for emergency is not worth it. But
Well-
it's on the books.
And it's possible that we could say, okay, what's the number to get you out here? And then it's after that $50 an hour. And that might be something that he could agree to. And then you'd know like what you're looking at this is the get out of bed number.
Why don't we just vote on not having emergencies?
I like that idea.
Make it law.
You got where
So-
you're at.
Okay, so then Dave made the motion.
And Louis
Yes.
seconded.
I got that.
Okay. So
And-
the motion has been made and seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion passes 3-0.
And those were all not to exceed 50 an hour.
Last thing, we will be hosting a class on emerging contaminants, March 10th at 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. And that'll be instructed by our Alliance wastewater circuit rider. And that'll be at the park. It's time to do chores. This will be for water and wastewater. I put on there we had 4 seats, 'cause I thought that's what it was last time, but we only get 2 seats, and that's for people that need class hours. But if you don't need class hours, anybody can come. So I would like to know in advance, because part of our responsibility is donuts and coffee for the event, so I just want to make sure we get enough stuff. And that's also, we probably don't want everybody to come, but, certain public wants to come down, they can. But I need to know who's coming. So.
I can tell you, I'm not.
I will not be there.
Yeah.
I would like to, but this is next Tuesday, and I know I can't.
I figure I'd just extend the
We
invitation.
No, I appreciate it.
That is,
Staying afloat for now.
all right. I do not have anything tonight. Dave, do you have anything?
I have a couple things. First of all, white van at the park, that's
Yes.
become a permanent fixture.
Well,
I'm okay with it right now,
I've,
but
they've
I'm not gonna be okay with it much longer.
Well, they've moved it. It runs, and I've said something to them. They moved it into the driveway, and then like 3 days later, they moved it. And if you'll, I don't want to say chalk the tires, they are moving it. It's just
It's
not.
Well,
It's
technically,
abandoned
there's-
on public property.
There's
It's not
typically,
abandoned. It's properly registered, and it's parked on.
Well, they could probably park it in their lot if they got the Cadillac that's got 4 flat tires, and I'm pretty sure the Cadillac backed up to the garage is 100%, tells me it doesn't have registration. So there's some
That's why.
moving they can do to get, but I don't want that thing sitting there during baseball, softball, for the
yeah,
get busy.
because there's not overnight parking there, correct?
Well, no, that's
Well,
why I
that-
say it's abandoned. If it's sitting there and it's not moving, and they move it 2 inches and go, well, we moved it, we can play that game if they want. I got no problem with that. If it's sitting there overnight, then we'll make an ordinance that anything left in the park overnight becomes our property. That's an easy fix. So
All right, I'll say something to them.
it needs to go. That's. And then Nick, are you wanting to meet with the board to discuss what you want to do in the future, or have you got an idea, you got a plan? I know Colin came through this scholarship, apprenticeship type of program. Was you wanting to go back and talk to Karen?
Kelly's in.
Kelly. Bring somebody else in? Do you want a total different path? You want time to think about it?
Yeah, I think our biggest objective is we need to get a person in here, get them trained, and make sure that we know that they're gonna be able to do it and get trained and everything, and I think that could buy us. Once we get a person in to decide if there's somebody we wanna put in an apprenticeship, or if we wanna have them get trained on their own, do their own, source their own study materials, and work toward getting their license.
What license do you get? If they had to get a license, wastewater is the one you want them to have? Or is the
So-
water testing easier to keep it more?
So the water testing, that has to be looked at by somebody certified 5 times a week. Our wastewater plant, I believe, is only 3 times a week. So water would help out with more days, but at the end of the day, we need.
Isn't that the one that's a little bit more rigorous to get? The water, wasn't that what Colin was going for next, was his water?
Yes, the water is more difficult. Yes. But
I
at
just,
the end of the
I
day,
just
we
know
need.
with this situation we're having now was the exact situation that I was in when we first got on the board. And it's one situation I don't want to be in again or put you in. But it just seems that's just how it navigates. It's, well, I've got a license, you got a license because that's what we expected for part of your job, but here is your job, here is how this works. It just doesn't seem it ever stays that way. So, all right,
Yeah, we need to,
advertise, or do you have somebody?
no,
We're going-
I would like to advertise for it.
Can you
I
hand me
think we
that
have to advertise for it.
Yeah.
But,
Show us the speaker.
I can't tell if it's shut off.
yes, I do have a person that I want to call and contact and see if they're interested. But we still would have to post, and I would want to post just to see what we do have in the
Okay.
town of Mulberry or nearby.
Can you use this alliance and that to use that thing there networking, or does that not work for you? I know we got
Yes, I will.
Indiana Rural Water, you got the
Right there for a
Indiana
minute.
Alliance, you've got, I know there's other organizations, okay.
Yeah, I could talk to them and see if they have a list of people, or I know they have spots where we can post the job. I think it's like $50 a day, or a month maybe.
To throw it onto there, okay.
Yeah.
Alicia, anything we need to do as far as allowing Nick to post for the job or motion, or just
I-
go?
I would say you can make a motion to post the position, or you can do consensus. Either one's fine. So,
Post the job.
Post job. Here you go.
Okay.
We're on consensus.
so by consensus.
Post job. All right, Nick, so yeah, and then do you want to, bring candidates to us, we'll set up meetings and do interviews.
Do the thing.
What else you got, Dave?
I think that's it. Welcome, Anitra.
Thank you.
Lewis?
I also want to extend a welcome to Anitra. Thanks for taking a chance and coming in and trying to help us get everything caught up and squared away. I wasn't here at the last meeting, so I didn't get a chance to go on record publicly thanking Chris, but I do want to make sure that I do that. That was, it's a big chance, and it's such a big job, and she's such a sweet, wonderful person. And so I wanted to say thank you on the record to Chris for coming in, putting in the effort, having excellent customer service with people. That's one thing I heard a lot about was, that she was very good at the customer service. And so I just wanted to say a thank you for the time she invested with us. And I think that's pretty much it for me.
Are we not live either?
He says,
The microphone died, I think.
he said he hears audio. It's showing still live.
So it's recording, it is recording, it's just recording on a different area on the YouTube channel. And Charlie will work on getting that where it needs to be tomorrow.
So you've
But
been
it
in
is
contact with him
recording.
also. Thank you.
Yeah.
So we have good intent. That's all that matters.
Yeah, 'cause there's questions being brought up about it not being live, so.
Yeah, he will work on it tomorrow and he'll get it where it needs to be is what he said.
Yeah, because
Okay,
like looking
so-
on this computer, it's still counting. It still says live. There's 3 people viewing it. The only thing that was messed up was the speaker. And Charlie said that it had audio. So
Just make sure that we put it on record that it is showing that it's live and recording, that it might be the technical issue that it's going to the wrong place. And that Charlie from ProBite is working diligently to fix the issue.
he says he'll get it fixed tomorrow.
Okay.
It's just going to the wrong account. So that
Okay.
may be something where when Chris left and I came in, that may be something that has to do with that. I know he was in here, what's today? I'm so sorry, Wednesday. I think he was in here Monday and trying to get the laptop set up into my name along with the desktop. We were trying to get everything switched over. So he said that he's got to add a correct one and he will move the video to the correct account tomorrow. So it'll be in the right place.
Okay.
But I have a thumbs up and 4 people, I think, viewing it. So I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm confused. So
Louis, did you have?
No,
anything
I'm done.
else? Okay. Sorry, we just.
Community is the way we find our strength and share our hope.
He's trying to find it on YouTube.
I'm trying to-
We can wrap
You
this
want me
thing
to
up and finish it.
Okay. You all had an agreement for me that, the employment agreement that needed
Yes.
approved, so I do need a motion for that.
Okay.
I'll make a motion that we accept the resignation from Colin. Is that what you want?
No.
No,
No,
this
that's
is-
the
No.
Yeah,
employment
this is
agreement.
So she can
Yeah.
get paid.
Yeah, this is
Yeah.
different. Yeah. So,
Where's that at? Was that the last meeting, wasn't it?
No.
No,
Hold on. And if this is my mess up, then I apologize. What I just do with that?
I didn't see it in that box.
Yeah. I thought you were talking about.
Then my apologies
No, I
if it was
sent an
supposed to
email.
go in the box.
I sent an email to everybody with it.
Did,
I don't have access to the box, so I sent an email to everybody on, I don't know.
Was that over the weekend and
Yeah,
Monday? I
over the
think it
weekend.
was.
I got it done.
is there any changes or anything that you want highlighted?
No, no, I don't have any changes. I don't know if you guys,
We're asking a lawyer to hand us a contract and we'll trust.
I mean, I'm your lawyer, so.
A good point.
But I did send it out to everybody. I don't have access to the Dropbox. I need to take my computer up here and deal with it, but I haven't had time to do that, so.
I'll make a motion that we extend the employment agreement.
Okay.
With
So just approve that is all I need,
approve.
that agreement. Okay.
so do we need to make a motion or just
He
approve?
made a motion to approve it.
Okay, I'll second.
Somewhat of a motion.
Motion's been made and seconded. All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
All opposed?
Alicia, I don't have it. It's possible you use the Mintel one though.
I don't know what email address I used. Hold
So
on.
motion passed 3-0.
Gotcha.
I'll look. It was whatever
Yeah, because
Joey used. I just responded to that, I think. So,
yeah, I've got it.
hold on. I'll tell you what I used, Lewis. I'm sorry if I didn't send it to you.
Did you guys get the minutes? I'm sorry, the agenda in an email from me?
No.
Okay, so then I need to, that's a Charlie question because I went to the address book and did your names and it said it sent to
Oh,
you.
Yeah.
It
And
was-
it went to, it's sent to me.
I know, I did not.
You
get
did
it.
not get it either.
Lewis at gmail.com.
Yeah.
He sent
The one
it
I
to
sent.
this new-
I must have you blocked in my
It was on the 28th.
my barricade, my barracuda.
Yeah, I don't know, but it was on the 28th.
He sent
Yeah,
it
I
to
have a
for it.
Gmail
So
for the
everybody's,
town. Like I have a
Yeah.
specific one for the town.
so what you have is probably at townofmulberry.com.
Okay.
And that's not, nobody uses.
Well, alrighty then. So
We'll get with the.
I did send you the agenda via email and then I uploaded it. So I will know that
So
for
that's
future.
why.
That's
yeah.
why when you asked me, I was like, it's uploaded, Lindsay. Like I sent you guys an email. I'm confused. I thought I did what I was supposed to do.
Brandy's got good emails, right?
I sure do.
There we go.
Okay.
Yeah, because
I'll get
a
'em.
lot of us made a Gmail account because we can't access those from like I can't access that from like my phone or my
Okay.
laptop. Like I would have to be on the town computer
That makes
because it
sense.
would not set up.
Okay.
Like because they used to be Mintel ones and it would not set up. On
Okay.
mine.
So then I just need to I'll get those from Brandy tomorrow and make sure that I get it sent out to the right spot.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Anitra, I know you had lots of stuff with us.
Yeah, I know.
Sure.
Sorry. I do have obviously questions just because I'm new coming into this and kind of not necessarily coming into it blind, but a little bit. So the first one, and I did put this on there because I feel that it, and I could be wrong, but I feel that it would need to be approved because you guys already approved the paydays for this year. And with me coming in, unfortunately, I already have a big family vacation planned over spring break for our entire family. So my husband, myself, our 4 children together, spouses, and a grandchild. We're all going on a big family vacation, and I don't think they'd be happy if I had to not go. I wouldn't be happy either. So what I want to do is I want to flip-flop the pay periods or the paydays. Apparently you guys do a 3-week pay period. And that was going to be that week that I'm going to be gone. So I would just like to flop it with the pay period after that. So instead of a 3-week pay period and then a 2-week pay period, we're going to do the 2-week pay period and then a 3-week pay period. I already spoke to like Nick and Jason and Brandy, and everybody said it would be okay because it'll kind of affect, whether or not they're getting a 3-week payday or paycheck or a 2-week. So everybody said it was all right. but I just assumed, I could be wrong, that I would need it to be a motion. I would need a motion to change that since you guys already approved, still kind of new at this, but since you guys already approved the pay scale or the pay schedule. So I don't know if that was,
I'll make a motion to
Motion's
allow you to change it so you can go on vacation.
thank you.
Now second.
Thanks.
Motion's been made and seconded. All in favor? Aye.
I would revert back once.
Yeah, it's just for that
Just for that.
specific.
Yeah, and I'm sorry, I thought I grabbed one of the pay things.
It's this next pay cycle.
Yeah, so basically, if you want to look, I'm just making the highlighted one instead of a 3-week, it's going to be a 2-week, and then the 3-week is going to be the following. So it doesn't really change anything but the pay date. They're going to get paid a couple days earlier.
Should the motion say that?
Yeah, I would probably include the dates that will change, just so we've got it in the minutes. So Lewis made that motion. Are you comfortable with adding that? And then Lindsay, you're comfortable seconding?
Yes.
Okay, so
Okay,
that's fine. So
And it
just
passed
add the,
3-0.
yes. So just add the dates in there.
okay. And then the other one, I was told that I did try to come in here a few days last week. I was only able to get 1 day of training, so I got about a 6 or 7 hour crash course. So I started last Thursday. I was here Thursday and Friday. I was told that I'm not going to be on payroll because another clerk treasurer was on payroll. So I guess I'm asking, I was actually told to ask how that works out. Does anybody know? Payroll is coming up here within the next few days. I need to do payroll. So I guess I need to know.
Didn't we have both her and Paula on there when she started?
Mhm.
I think we did Paula though as a separate agreement.
So we had Paula as agreement, so she was,
So she wasn't the
town
clerk
Paul,
treasurer.
Chris Clerk. Paula was the agreement to help transition.
Right.
Okay, so how do we, what do we need?
How many
to do?
days was it? Can we just vote to pay her for, what was it, 3 days?
It was, I worked
24
actually
hours.
Thursday and Friday.
So 2 days? No, we just
The
vote
pay
to
period
her-
ended on Saturday.
Pay her 2 days.
Of training?
And you can just call her a deputy for those 2
Yeah.
days, a deputy clerk. That's fine.
Okay.
Yeah, so I'll make a motion to pay you for those 2 days of training. I guess as a
Deputy.
temporary deputy clerk treasurer.
Okay.
So since that position is salary, how do
She
you
made
guys
motion.
wanna do that? At the
I'll
same
second,
rate?
since Dave's not doing
Um,
anything.
So Brandy brought up a very good point. The position of clerk treasurer is a salaried position. So
So-
how do you want to go about paying
We just take the yearly rate divided by 280 hours and
to
then
get an hour?
times it by 16 hours.
Okay,
Okay. So
280 or 2,000?
2,000.
yearly rate,
What did I say, 280?
Yeah.
say that again. Yearly rate.
Yeah, take your yearly rate, divide it by 2,080 hours, and then times it by 16 hours worth.
16
How much
hours
today?
work.
that's fine. Okay, so
Okay, so
Okay,
Lewis made
daily
the
rate.
Lewis made the
motion.
motion,
Okay.
Lindsay
I
seconded it.
seconded. So motion's been made and
Okay.
seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All opposed? Motion passes 3-0.
Thank you. I won't be here next week. There is an ILMCT training. I cannot remember
Nobody
the
knows.
acronym. I could probably tell you.
I think it's Indiana local municipal.
Clerk and treasurers, yeah. It's in,
I just want to throw this out there. Like,
Yeah.
I'm fine with you missing next week, and
Okay.
because you're going to training, like,
I figured so.
no, I
So-
think that's amazing.
Yeah.
You have to come back a week early from vacation.
Oh, no, that means no vacation. So, and then talking to Keystone over the last couple of days, she did send me a form that they do offer training. Before we pay $175 an hour, because I know the other ladies are just as expensive. I'm hopefully, when I get ready to do stuff on Keystone, I believe that I'm talking to Brandy a little bit, and it sounds like we can call them and they'll kind of walk us through. So that is my plan, to do what I can on the phone with them and not have to have that extra charge of the $175 or $180 an hour. I have no problem asking for help. It doesn't bother me. What's the worst they're going to do is tell me no, and then we'll have to figure out something else.
Yeah.
So I just wanted to get those things on there, just because they're just day 3. So I just want to make sure you guys know what's going on. If you come in next week and I'm not here, you're like, wow, where did she go?
You're a trainer.
I'm at training. I'm coming back. I just need to go learn a few things. So
I did want to say, so we had asked Chris to try and find a time clock, a biometric time clock that works with Keystone. If that's something you could look into,
mhm.
that would be fantastic. And it would also make your life a lot easier because it would not be written down.
Paper? Okay. Okay. I will put that on my list of stuff to do. I will look into that.
Is that all you got?
That's all I have.
Alicia, do you have anything for us?
Nothing else, no?
Do you guys have anything else for me?
I don't think so.
Thank you.
We'll open it up for
Try.
public comment. Oh, Corey.
Trouble again. Did you ever get the storage place?
No. Because you wanted Jason to look at it. So I can give.
I
Jason-
spoke to, what's her name? She owns this, Vila. And, cause I talked to the son said he would, the dates got to where it was getting close to where they're gonna be a violation because you give them so many days to clean. And she wasn't aware of it, so she went down. I went down and the wash machine and whatnot, I saw where it looks like they, I don't know, they covered the tires. I don't know what's under it because I didn't pick it up, but that's where tires were, but they put something over it, that conceals it. So I was like, well, you can't see it from the roadway, from the public access. So the way the ordinance reads, you have to see that violation for public access.
What about groundhogs and rats and mice and shit like that getting in there? There's all kinds of trash back here.
Yeah.
And covering up with a tarp ain't getting them moved.
That would be more of like a health
Health,
department.
yeah.
wouldn't
I would recommend calling the health department because if they're getting like mice and vermin and all of that, the health department has a lot more teeth than the town has as far as like getting rid of the trash and stuff
Is it
like
in
that.
the units or is it on the other side of that fence?
It was where they put that tower up. They just got a skid steer in there and shoved all the shit over to the one side.
So there was, yeah,
There's a junk car in there.
I was gonna say I drove back there, but, and I talked to the prosecutor. I said, how do you feel? Because the way our ordinance reads, I can examine property without their permission being on their property. And he goes like, yeah, you know better than that. So I can't just go on to private property to look for a town ordinance, even though our ordinance says
Do we talk to Kat and,
not cat.
and
Well, Liz, an area plan. I mean, they're gonna have the same problem that we have though, that is they can't see it from
There's
a public
fence there,
area.
and the only way you can get back there is to get on their property to actually see that.
Can you see it from your property?
Can I see it from my property?
Mhm.
Yeah, I can see it.
So if he invites you onto his property with a complaint, you wouldn't be on their property looking, you'd be on his property looking.
The railroad right of way goes right along that chain link fence. You can walk right down to that chain link fence, which is on the property line, and take all the pictures you want to, can't you, Dave?
As long as you're on that side. Now, if
Yeah.
you're on the railroad side.
That's what
you're
I'm gonna say. I can't get on railroad property.
You're on the railroad right of way.
No, there's not right away. It's their property and that's trespassing.
I mean,
Um,
if you invited him onto your property and you could get pictures from your property, then that would not be trespassing and he could do that. But if you complained to him and he did
I
that.
mean,
The other,
I mean, Villa seemed, and that way you said called her name Villa. Villa. She was pretty receptive, and she could, and like I said, the next time I drove down there, what you could see from there, and that's when I was like, man, they moved that pretty quick, and I went back there, and they're, like I said, I don't know what kind it is, but it blends. It's like camo, you know what I'm saying? So,
Yes.
and I was like, I didn't pick it up, but I was like, well, unless you literally drive down the lane and look, you can't
You
even
can't
tell
see
there's a
it.
tarp. Yeah, I mean, it all blends in with all the vegetation.
There's
But-
2 sheds back there
Yeah,
that
on
they
the-
added to.
Yes, on the other side of that fence, to the south.
No, it's on their side. There's 2 other buildings that belong to that they're around those evergreen trees, and one of them's even got electricity to it. It's got a dusted dawn light on it.
Yeah, so when you go down that lane, and then there's a fence there where you're talking those pine trees where the wash machine was. On the other side, is that the sheds you're talking about?
Yeah, there's
Yeah.
2 of them there.
Mhm. Yeah,
And there's shit pile, you can't even tell what's
Yeah.
in them, there's shit
well,
pile all around them.
yeah, and that's what I was saying, but you gotta drive back there and you're on their
You're on
property to
their
be able to
property.
see it. So I don't know how you do an enforcement on something that
I mean,
I can't, and you're saying I can see that from your property?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Well, I'll come down and when are you normally home, Gordy? Just
Whenever
whenever?
you wanna be there.
5 minutes.
But yeah, I think
Not
that
nice.
would solve the trespass problem because then you'd be going on the
Yes.
property that you were invited onto and you can see the ordinance violation.
Uh,
Just make sure that people know that you were invited.
They haven't done nothing in the last 2 months since the last time I took you down there, except they moved another trailer up there in front and put in front of that old truck. That old truck's been laying around this town. It was up behind
We got it moved from up here.
yeah, I got it moved from up here, now the shit's laying out there.
Has the zoning down there, since it is
It's
light
commercial,
light industrial
residential.
I-1, does that
Yeah,
make a
it's
difference with our ordinance?
I don't know that it would for a nuisance because it wouldn't really matter as long as it's in the town limits.
It's definitely in town.
So
Yeah. it's
I mean,
in town,
I don't
Well,
think it
wasn't
makes a
when I
difference if
moved
you
to
have
this
a.
Town, it wasn't in city limits.
What, it stopped at that stop sign?
No, it stopped at that, there used to be, right there where Coley's is, that there's a chain link fence that goes down through there next to Coley's. That was city limits. Cause I've lived here, I'm 7 or 8 years before I decided to run for the town board. So I went up to the courthouse to sign up, get on the ballot.
They told
You're
you.
not in the town. I says, what? He says, well, we see here where the town clerk got all the papers and everything, but she never did bring them over here. So he says, I said, I've been voting all this time for the city and I've been in the county. Oh, that lit him up. That's when shit started happening. And about 3 days later, I was in town.
And your taxes went.
Taxes went up.
Yeah, I'll try to get down tomorrow and, as long as you don't shoot me and, and let me see the pictures from that side. Like I said, I drove back there, but I was like, I don't think I'm allowed to be here legally. Yeah, and
No,
so I told him, I even told him, I said, that stuff on the other side of the fence that, that really needs to be cleaned up too, but you can't see it from public access. So technically I can't do anything at this point, but if I can see it from your property, then I think I got some teeth and I can.
Yeah, I think you'd be fine then because you'd be invited onto his property by him. So wouldn't be a trespass. You can take pictures and you can say this is an ordinance violation.
Yeah, and like I said, she wasn't mean or, I mean, she was very receptive. So I think if it just takes a gal.
She don't know what goes on over there.
Yeah, and
That one boy, I think's living in that front garage.
No,
you don't think so?
no, he's not.
I don't know what his
You
name,
can
there was,
approach Chip pretty easily.
what's his name?
Chip.
Yeah,
They're-
yeah, the boy, that's who I originally talked to. And he said, oh, I'll get all that cleaned up. And then it was like 2 days and then Villa didn't know what had been
Chip's
said.
been trying to get a place built out on their other, they have a place out there. He's been pretty busy. So,
Yeah,
I talk to Chip quite often and
I'll follow up.
just.
I mean,
Okay.
oh,
And you need to sit out there with your radar a little more often.
Well, you might just take
I'll
the
say
speed
Steve.
bumps out.
Don't get
I
him started.
put it back on.
You just had to poke the bear, didn't you?
How much of that stuff's just junk? Scrap metal.
It probably is. That's,
Well,
But there's
Well, the
washing
biggest
machines
cost
and
for me is-
dryers.
but Chip has Deke. Is it Deke?
Is it Walker?
Well, Micah.
The
Micah is a scrapper. And they're friends, and I would think that she would, if Chip would be for it, that she'd go out there and she'd take care of it. You don't have to go get in his face too much about it. I would not recommend doing that. I mean, he's a good guy. He really is. He's just,
Yeah, he was real receptive last time.
He
I don't
is.
think he got on it until his mom found out.
and like I said, he's been really busy. He's got a whole bunch of things he's got to get done for customers. It's just,
That's a good problem to have.
well, it is, but he's,
We'll see what gets done.
Okay,
Any other public comment?
I know everybody knows him, but I'm sorry, what's your name?
Gordy
What's your
Ward,
Ward? Okay, thank you.
I mean,
Yeah,
that's
you
good if
didn't-
she doesn't know your name.
619 West Wine.
There you go.
Okay.
You gotta follow the rules.
Thank you.
gotta Stand up, and announce who you are.
I did
Well, I
that.
guess she said the name, didn't she?
Yeah. Didn't have
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Second.
Motion's been made and seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion passes 3-0.
See,
Did you
this
hear
is
about the credit card?
7:30.
Last email I have from the list was
I think she said,
February 26th.
I think she sent